Om Makradunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tatmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Atha Chaturthodhyayaha
Atha Chaturtho Dhyayaha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shloka number 38 Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham
Nahi Jnanena Sadrusham
Pavitramiga Vidyate
Pavitramiha Vidyate
Tatsvayam Yoga Samsiddhaha
Tatsvayam Yoga Samsiddhaha
Kalenatmani Vindati
Kalenatmani Vindati.
Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitram Purifier Iha Na Vidyate. There is nothing purifier than Jnanam. It is the ultimate purifier. Purifies a person from being a samsari. How? By removing ajnanam. Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha. Yogena samsiddhaha. Karma yogena samsiddhaha. The one who has prepared by karma yoga, he will gain atma. That is, he will come to know atma. He will have atma darshanam, tattva darshanam, kalena in time. Preparedness to yoga. From here we have to read. In the Gita, the word yoga is generally used in the context of karma yoga and occasionally in the sense of jnana yoga, depending on the context. The word yoga has got many meanings. It is yoga, not yoha. It has different meaning. Depending on the context, we take the meaning. So karma yoga or jnana yoga or yoga also means every chapter is called yoga. The context, that is also topic, that is also called yoga. Here yoga as a means for gaining success. Samsiddhaha, yogena samsiddhaha, yoga samsiddhaha as a means for gaining success in one's pursuit of knowledge means karma yoga. So karma yogena samsiddhaha, the one who has prepared through karma yoga, the one who has succeeded in becoming eligible for the knowledge. How? By becoming a sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, who has gained the preparedness of the mind to make him or her competent to receive the knowledge, is called yoga samsiddhaha in this shloka, referring to the person who has gained sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Sampannaha, referring to the person. Viveka vairagya shamadhishatka sampattihi mumukshutvam chaiti. So, therefore, it means he is ready for jnana. So, jnana yogyata siddhihi. Such a person has gained antakarna shuddhi. Atma shuddhi, antakarna shuddhi, he has gained. Therefore, he is ready for jnana, purification of the mind. The mind is relatively being freed from raga and dvesha. Therefore, meaning that the mind of the person is steady and enjoys a certain freedom from raga dveshas. With raga dvesha, knowledge cannot take place. Therefore, it has to be relatively free from raga dvesha. So that person is called who has gained relative freedom from raga dvesha is called yoga samsiddha in this shloka. The accomplishment of this kind of mind requires time. For that alone requires time. For jnanam doesn't take time. Preparedness, preparation alone takes time. It can happen immediately or it can take time. Depends on the person. Depends on the person's readiness, preparedness. Depends on the person's is level. So therefore, it is not same for all. Therefore, the expression in time, kalena, here doesn't necessarily imply a long time. It means some time, kalena, in time. Therefore, if you ask, Swamiji, how long will I have to do karma yoga? You will not ask this question if you are prepared. Therefore, I cannot give you any specific period of time. I cannot say, for example, practice karma yoga for 3 years and jnana yoga for 4 years. And after 3 plus 1, 8 years, you will get moksha. We cannot say. Therefore, the expression in time doesn't have such a meaning here because we are not producing anything. Jnanam is siddha vishaya. It is discovery. Therefore, there is no new thing is gained. Only preparedness, preparation alone takes time. That depends on the person's level of growth. If there is production involved, as in baking cookies, for example, I can say, mix the ingredients together and bake for 20 minutes at 350 degree Fahrenheit. Then the cookies will be ready. The exact time can be stated only when something new is being produced or when something is happening that can be predicted in terms of time. So therefore, where karma is involved, then we can say. But here, what is karma? Here, for jnanam, there is no time. And for preparedness, that depends on the person's level. Therefore, we cannot say any time. Therefore, in time, when the person is ready, jnanam will happen. Here, however, nothing new is to be created. Since you're already a Brahma, where is the question of time? Therefore, you say moksha is not an event. If you ask when you will get Brahma, there's no possible answer because you are Brahma. So therefore, there is no question of when. When you will be ready for jnana, that also we cannot say. Again, it is depends on the individual. You cannot give any stipulated period of time. Do this and you become purified, you become pure. And karma yoga is over, then jnana yoga starts. You cannot say if you don't know that you are Brahma, you are better know. When will you know? When you are ready. And the next question is when I will be ready. When will that be? All you need to know, all you need to do now is to live your life with the right attitude and pursue knowledge. That is the thing. So enjoy the travel, enjoy the journey, right attitude and pursue knowledge. That is what one has to do. In this way, gain of the knowledge will take care of itself in time. So when we pay attention to the means, the end will take care of itself. So Vivekananda says, pay attention to the means as to the end. The end will take care of itself. The knowledge will take care of itself. In time, you will gain it automatically, naturally, because what you're trying to gain is already there. It is siddha vishaya. It's accomplished fact. Therefore, you don't have to create anything. Therefore, kalena, any stipulated time cannot be given. And when, where does the knowledge take place? Knowledge takes place where it always takes place. Where any knowledge takes place. Knowledge takes place only in the mind. Therefore, this knowledge also, the buddhi, atmani, kalena atmani vindati. In the atma, atmani is not intended to convey its usual meaning, the self, because that is not where knowledge takes place. Here, the knowledge of the self is like any knowledge and takes place only in the antakaranam atmani, in the mind. Yogena samsiddha atmani. For the one who was prepared, the antakaranam. In that antakaranam, kalena atmani vindati. The knowledge is obtained. Atma is gained. Atmani in the antakaranam, Atma is gained. That is by knowing. In terms of knowing, it is gained. So in the antakaranam, that mind which is prepared, knowledge takes place. Then in the next shloka, Bhagavan describes what else is required for gaining this knowledge and what is accomplished by knowledge. Knowledge requires, or knowledge implies, pramana vyapara. So therefore, Shraddha in the Shastram, Shastre pramanya buddhihi. That's got Shraddha. The first Shraddha is what is required for getting this knowledge. That is the next shloka. Let us read. Shraddha val labhate jnanam
श्रद्धावां लभते ज्ञानम्
तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः
तत्परः संयतेन्द्रियः
ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम्
ज्ञानं लब्ध्वा परां शान्तिम्
अचिरेणाधिगच्छति.
अचिरेणाधिगच्छति.
The famous line, oft quoted line, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. The one who is endowed with Shraddha. Shraddha here, faith is Shastra Pramanya Buddhi, accepting Shastra as the final authority. Accepting Shastra as a Pramanam. That acceptance, that is what Shraddha is. Shraddhavan referring to the person who has faith in the Shastra and therefore in the words of the teacher. The words of the teacher and the words of the Shastra are not different. Therefore, Shraddha in the words of the teacher, in the words of the Shastram, the one who has faith is called Shraddhavan. He gains Jnanam Labhate. Tatparaha, committed. Paraha. Tatparaha is committed to, Tatparaha, Jnanaparaha is committed to knowledge. Sanyatendriyaha, referring to the person who has Sanyama, who has mastered his Indriyas. So he has got Dhamma. He has got Dhamma, he has got Shama, Shama Dhamma. Then gaining knowledge, Jnanam Labdva, having gained knowledge, because of Shraddha, therefore Jnanam is gained. Pramana Vyapara, Guru Pasadaram, therefore Jnanam is gained. Jnanam Labdva, then he gains Param Shantim, that is Swarupa Shanti, Atma Shanti. Param Shanti, the Shanti which is not comparable, incomparable, it is Atma Shanti, absolute peace. Absolute peace is this Atma Shanti, that is Swarupa Shanti. When Achirena Adhigacchati, Kalena Atmani Vindati, previous shloka said, now here Achirena, in no time, immediately, Adhigacchati, he gains, attains, he gains peace, happiness, which is the Shanti, which is unshakable. Param Shantim, Shantim, not simple Shanti, Param Shantim, the Shanti, the peace, which is unshakable, unperturbable, unperturbed Shanti, will never get perturbed. So that is the Shanti. One who has faith in the Shastra and in the words of the teacher, who is committed to that knowledge, Tatparaha, who is the master of one's sense organs, gains that knowledge. Tatparaha, Tasya Paraha, Jnana Paraha. Tasya Paraha, Tatparaha, referring to the person. And he is the master of sense organs. He gains the knowledge. Having gained the knowledge, he immediately gains Shantihi, Param Shantihi. This is another verse of the Gita that is important. In that it is often quoted, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. One who has faith in this Shastra gains the knowledge. It's an expression you will hear often quoted. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. That is Shruti Vakya. One who has a teacher will know. Teacher implies Shastram. Therefore, Purusha, the one who has teacher will know means, therefore, the student has Shraddha in the teacher, in the words of the Shastra, therefore Shraddhavan. So, Acharyavan Purusho Veda, that is the Shruti Vakya. Here Shraddhavan Labhate Jnanam, Smriti Vakya. Shankaracharya introduces it by saying this verse points out the means by which this knowledge is gained without fail. The knowledge will definitely take place when the appropriate means is present. Pramanam is present. When the appropriate pramana is operated, knowledge will take place, because there is no free will once you subject yourself to the pramanam. When the pramana operation takes place, free will is suspended. Therefore, knowledge will definitely, that's why definitely. And what is that means? Because of which one will gain definitely the knowledge, gain the knowledge. First one must have Shraddha. To start with, one must have Shraddha, that is Shraddha. Pending understanding. Pending understanding. One can give benefit of doubt to the Shastram and to the teacher. So there is pending understanding. Shraddha is translated as pending understanding. So one should have Shraddha in the Shastram and in the words of the teacher. Gaining the knowledge is dependent upon this Shraddha because of his Shastra is looked upon as a Pramanam, a means of knowledge. Without Shraddha in the Shastram, one cannot look upon it as a Pramana. Without Shraddha in the Shastra, if one studies Shastra, then Pramana Shanka always will be the Pramana Shanka, Prameya Shanka. And even with regard to the teacher also, there will be Shanka. Doubt will be there always. But with doubting, if one studies, that will not give its palam. So, in fact, after Shravanam, Mananam is done to remove such doubts. If at all such doubts are there, but to remove Pramana Shanka, Prameya Shanka, Mananam is done. Pramana means that which is instrumental in gaining Prama. Prama meaning knowledge. Gneya vastu, Gneya. And should not create any doubts. Any doubt has to be converted into Prama, ascertained knowledge. Clear, ascertained, assimilated knowledge. The motivation to inquire further in order to convert a doubt or contradiction into Prama, which is non-contradictory, is created by the attitude called Shraddha. Shraddha is purely attitudinal. Therefore, Shraddhavan, referring to the person who has the attitude of Shraddha, who looks upon the Shastram and the teacher as the Pramanam, words of the teacher as the Pramanam. Words of the teacher as the Pramanam. Therefore, to gain the knowledge, Shastra must be looked upon as a means of knowledge. Only then it can deliver goods. Commitment to moksha. By adding two more qualifications. This verse also reveals that Shraddha alone is not enough. Then what is required further? Faith in the Shastra may be there, but there are people who are slow starters, meaning they don't have necessary commitment. Therefore, tatparaha. Perhaps they don't see the benefit of this knowledge, or they may not have discerned the problem of life, the fundamental problem of life. For whatever reason, there may be those who are Shraddha in the Shastra but don't have the necessary commitment. When there is no commitment backing up one's faith in the Shastram, the approach or the attitude of the person towards a person will be lukewarm. So Jnanam, the moksha is not for the lukewarm. So we say Tivra Umukshutvam. So commitment. Tatparaha stands for Mumukshutvam. Tatparaha stands for Mumukshuhu. The person should be the sadhaka should be a Mumukshuhu. Sayyitendriyaha referring to Shama and therefore Dhamma. Therefore it implies that the Karma Yoga one gains Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, therefore referring to the person who has gained Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha Adhikari Purushaha Ityartaha. Therefore Tatparaha referring to Mumukshutvam of Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, and Sayyatendriyaha referring to Shama and Dhamma, and Shraddha is there. Shraddha is one of the Sampatti. So therefore, the qualifications are maintained. The one who is endowed with this qualification, he will gain Param Shantim Achirenadi Gacchati. That is the idea. Then, for whatever reason, there may be those who are Shraddha in the Shastra but don't have the necessary commitment. When there is no commitment backing up one's faith in the Shastra, the approach or the attitude of the person towards the person will be lukewarm. Then what does commitment here? Commitment mean? That is commitment when I recognize that I must have this knowledge, that there is nothing else that is important to me, and I am prepared to burn all my boats. That's what Tibra Mumukshutvam, that is making this as the priority. The person who has this kind of commitment to the knowledge is called Tat Paraha. Paraha meaning one who is committed to. Para. Other than knowledge, there is no way to gain this freedom. You don't become free from immortality. You are already immortal. The freedom is only in terms of knowing that I am immortal. It is possible for a person to be a Tatpara in that the person is committed to moksha, but he or she may not have Shraddha in the Shastra. So between moksha and Shastra, there is a relation, a sambandha. What is sambandha? One is sadhana, that means other one is sadhya. Sadhya sadhana sambandha. between moksha and shastra. Shastra is a sadhanam and moksha is a sadhya. Sadhya, sadhana, sambandha. In order to gain moksha, in order to gain liberation, moksha, you go to the shastra for which you request shraddha. So therefore, you need to know that the shastra is a means of knowledge. It is a sadhanam whereby you will gain the knowledge, that is liberation. Moksha, that is a sadhya. So therefore, shraddha is important. Shraddha may be there without tatparatvam, and tatparatvam may be there without shraddha. If both are there, shraddha and commitment, the person looks upon the teaching as a means to moksha, and therefore also as a love for that freedom. Mastery over sense organs. Both shraddha and commitment may be there, but the person still may not make it. Why? Because his or her mind is not together with reference to the sense organs, senses and pursuits. His sense control not being there, and therefore, even though shraddha and commitment is there, there is distraction, dissipation and distraction. Therefore, stand in the person's way of gaining the knowledge. His sense organs takes him for a ride. Paranchikani vidranat swayamduhu. Kathopanishad. Sense organs are made extrovert. So if he has no say over sense organs will carry him outward. Therefore, in spite of shraddha and commitment, because of this, his pursuit is his commitment, even the commitment is there. So there will be disturbance in his pursuit. Therefore, one more requirement is given. Sanyatendriya, which implies shama. Sanyatendriya indriya nigraha is shama, is dhamma, which implies shama also. We can include mind also. So one whose sense organs, meaning whose sense pursuits are under control. That's best translation, sense pursuits. So that implies shama and dhamma. The person should be a shami and dhami. This means you don't propitiate your fancies, that you are not controlled by your fancies. If you always go by your fancies, you will find no time. That's the reason you will find no time for anything, even for something you have great love for. So if a person goes by his fancies, then he will not time for shastram, and therefore he would not be able to make it. Therefore, another qualification, Sayatendriya. Another Sayatendriya referring to the person. But by Indriya Nigraha is also another important qualification. It means all this put together means if the person must be a sadhana chaturshaya sampanna. Sayatendriya here means one whose mind is steady. Indriya, Bhagyendriya as well as Antarindriya. That is why he said it is Shama as well as Dhamma. Indriyani, though it is referring to the person, but it means the person who has mastered his Indriya. Indriya meaning Antarindriya and Bhagyendriya. Antarindriya is Antakaranam, Bhagyendriya is Indriyani, Jnanendriyani, Karmendriyani. Therefore, regard to that one who has control. So therefore, one here, it means one whose mind is steady. When such a person also has Shraddha in the Shastram and is committed to moksha, he or she will definitely gain the knowledge. Relative Shanti and absolute Shanti. Relative Shanti by Karma Yoga, absolute Shanti by Jnanam. One has to be relatively free, relatively enjoy Shanti, so that one gain absolute Shanti, absolute freedom. So, therefore, what one gains as absolutely, that must be present in a relative measure. So therefore, Karma Yoga, by Karma Yoga, not absolute Shanti is not gained. The person enjoys relative freedom, relatively free from Raga Dvesha, relative Shanti, relative happiness, relative comfort. So that mind has to be relatively free so that it can gain absolute freedom. So relative Shanti, absolute Shanti. What happens when this knowledge is gained? The person who gains this knowledge immediately gains absolute peace, Param Shantim, Atma Shanti, Param Shanti, Sarupa Shanti, Param Shantim, Achirena Adhigachati. The Shanti is not the kind of peace or truth that exists between two bouts of conflict. It is a peace that is one's essential nature, Swarupa Shanti. That's why it is Swarupa Shanti. Peace is usually understood to be a state of mind as opposed to agitation, which is also a state of mind. You generally take yourself to be silent when actually the mind is silent. But you think the self is agitated when actually it is the mind that is agitated. But the peace referred to here is not a state of the mind. Yes, that is why it is Swarupa Shanti. By Karma Yoga, the mind is specified, the mind is the mind is free from agitation. That is mind. Relative Shanti is of the mind, absolute Shanti is of not of the mind, it is the nature of Atma, one's essential nature. Therefore, as the agitation or as the peace is referred to the state of mind, but here Shanti referring to the essential nature of oneself. It is rather the nature of the self, which is always silent, Shantaha, regardless of the state of mind. Even if the mind is agitated, Atma is Shantaha. A Shanti which is one doesn't depend upon the condition of the mind. That is why it's called Param Shanti. Param Shantim Adigachati. Para Shanti. Shanti doesn't call for a non-thinking mind because it is not opposed to thinking. We see here two types of Shanti. One is the Shanti or the tranquility that is gained through yoga, Karma Yoga. Relative Shanti. Shanti of the mind, Antakaranam. That is why it's called Atma. That way it is Atma Karana, Atma Shuddhyartha, Shuddhikarana Sadhanam, Karma Yoga. By Karma Yoga, one can gain a certain tranquility that is purely a condition of the mind. The mind is prepared by Karma Yoga. That is Antakaranam, that is Antakarana Shanti. It is Manashanti. Being a condition of the mind, this Shanti is subject to change. This type of Shanti is also a necessity and it is indicated by Sayatendriyatvam, the status of being the master of the sense organs. Sayatendriyatvam, mastery of sense organs. A person who enjoys a Shanti gained by Karma Yoga gains another Shanti too, the absolute Shanti. The Shanti gained by Karma Yoga is subject to loss, but Shanti, which is gained, Param Shanti, through Jnanam, that is not subject to loss. It is because it is Swarupa Shanti, that is gained only through knowledge. This is what is called Para Shanti. In spite of what the mind thinks, the person knows, I am Shantaha, meaning that at the level of I, there is freedom from Ashanti. Because a person recognizes that Atma is always Shantaha. This recognition gives rise to Para Shanti. The peace discussed in this shloka is your very nature, Swarupa Bhuta Shantihi. And in the wake of knowledge, it is gained immediately. Na chirena, achirena, na chirena, achirena. Not after some time, it is immediately. The person gained this Shanti, which is moksha, because of the knowledge of the self, that is Shanta. And what is the distance in terms of time between knowledge and moksha? There is no distance between them, because knowledge is moksha. Because knowledge is a means and moksha is a sadhana. There is no distance, there is no gap between them. Just as there is no distance, no interval of time between eating food and appeasing hunger, in the wake of one, the other takes place. In the wake of knowledge, there is moksha. This then is the meaning of the words achirena, achirena adhikachati. In his commentary of this shloka, Shankaracharya clarifies the order involved in gaining this knowledge. First, there is Shraddha and the Shastra as a means of knowledge. Then, as a result of Shraddha, a commitment rises that causes a person to give up everything and pursue the knowledge by approaching teacher, the proper attitude already discussed. So, therefore, Shraddha, then followed by giving up everything and Viveka and Vairagya. Then, the one who approaches the Guru as both Shraddha and the Shastra as a means of knowledge and committed to knowledge. Therefore, he is sadhana chaturshaya sampannaha. In addition, the person also must have sense organs under control. These three factors being there, the knowledge will definitely be gained. Outward expression is not enough. Shankaracharya also comments here on the three aspects of the outward expression of the Shraddha towards the teacher, what we saw in the 34th shloka of this chapter. Tadvidya pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya, approaching the teacher with the right attitude. And three things were told: pranipata, namaskara, that is prostration; pariprashna, questioning, proper questioning; pari is important; and seva, service. Because these are external, they can be exhibited even without sufficient shraddha. You can always put on an act. Just because you're smiling doesn't mean there's a smile inside. You may be crying at that time, but as soon as someone approaches you, you can wash your face and quickly and smilingly say, hello, you are. Hello, how are you? The same way, prostrating to the teacher, asking questions, even the service you perform to the teacher, maybe nothing more than an act. Therefore, Shankaracharya says that outward expression is not a guarantee for knowledge because it can be false. Therefore, without Shraddha, the prostration, questioning, service are not enough. Only when Shraddha is there does one's outward expression becomes a means for gaining the knowledge. Thus, in this shloka, Bhagavan Krishna presents a positive aspect of Shraddha by telling Arjuna that a Shraddhavan gains knowledge. In the next shloka, he presents a negative aspect by stating what happens if one doesn't have Shraddha. That we will see tomorrow. 40th shloka. Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavadaha.